Hi there, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. This is a Nissan Skyline 370 GT. Now in America these are known as an Infinity. I don't even know what they're called anymore, but like a 370 G or something like that. It's been so long since I've been back home in Canada that I forgot, but this is basically your two-door coupe kind of upscale version of the Fairlady. You know, they run on a similar chassis and then share the same engine. 3.7 liter with I think somewhere around 300 horsepower in it. This was bought from auction here in Japan for export, and this one's going to Finland. Okay, so oil and coolant both look to be okay. This one has 133,000 kilometers on it, and this one has an automatic transmission. You can get these with a 6-speed manual, but this one's an automatic. That's going to cut the cost down an awful lot. It still does have the shift yourself paddles on the steering wheel, or you can use it on the shift knob. And then this one is the Type SP. And I'm sorry, I don't know what the SP version is, because this is outside of the type of car that we typically buy, but it could be similar to the Type S in the Fairlady, i.e. sporty suspension and bigger calipers and rotors. This one does have the Nissan brakes. The Type S on the Fairlady comes with the Brembo brakes, but these brakes look very similar to those ones in terms of their size. Okay, so we're just going to take a look at the condition of the car and compare it to the vehicle's auction inspection sheet. I'm going to go over this in just a second and translate that from Japanese to English for you. And then I'll compare that to the car. It looks to be in pretty good condition, even though it's 133,000 kilometers, which by Japanese standards for this old of a car is fairly moderate to higher mileage. The condition is still quite good on the interior. There's not really many breakdowns of interior bits. The exterior is, I guess, a little bit lower, but we knew that going into it because of the auction inspection sheet, which I'll go over now. Okay, so here's the details. It's a 2007 Skyline Coupe. So coupe being the the two-door. You can also get it in a four-door, but the two-door has much sleeker body lines, and I guess closer to the 370Z Fairlady. 19-inch wheels are stock on this one. Okay, this is an auction grade 4 with an interior C. I think C is a little bit harsh on the interior, and maybe for the overall grade I'd give it a 3.5 because the body has quite a few areas it needs to have touched up. 133,399 kilometers, automatic transmission with sunroof, alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, leather seats, TV, Navi, airbag, and reverse camera. It's a one-owner vehicle. Intelligent key. These are the sales points, by the way. Xenon headlights, ABS. What is this? Back and side cameras. Very cool. They got little cameras in the mirrors here. All the cars that I check aren't as modern as this usually. We do lots of like 1980s, 90s, 2000s, not very many after 2010. Paddle shift on here, no notes in the notes section, and here's the report from the auction inspector. It says steering wheel and shift knob wear. Actually the shift knob has a lot, but the steering wheel has very little. And then the door card actually has some wear. I'll show you when we get inside. Seat wear and wrinkles, it's really not that bad. Interior liner scratched, headliner is dirty. Neither of those really worry me too much. Door mirror scratched. Not very much scratched in my opinion. Wheels scratched and scraped. They are pretty bad. Really, you'd want to have a replacement of these wheels. They're not so bad that it's an urgent thing, but all the wheels have about this much scratches, or this much area scratched, or this many scratches. Let's see if I can speak English properly today. And various scratches and dents here on the body. We see some fairly sizable dents in that area there. A2 is medium scratches on the front, and then A3 is large scratches on the back. It says paint uneven, and then that means touch-up paint, and then a scratch over the rear fender here. So for a car of this age, I would say that the body is below average. So we'll do a once around here, and you probably won't be able to see many of the defects on the body with this once around, so I'll go up close and show you them. And it'll give you a good idea of what the auction sheet means when compared to the actual vehicle, because sometimes it's kind of hard to look at the auction sheet and know exactly what that means without the experience. So I've always thought that these are really great looking cars, and I like the fact that it is like a Fairlady, but a little bit more like, you know, less boy racer-ish. Not that I don't like the Fairlady, but I kind of like the design of these better. And I think that there are so few rear-wheel drive sports cars with manual transmissions on the market these days that these are going to be ones that are nice to keep. Now there are a few places on the car where it looks like they tried to polish down scratches but ended up burning the paint. There's one here and one on the other side. Going down here, everything looks good. Here's the A2 over the fender. Go over to the other side here. And Nissan Skyline, because a lot of people don't realize that that's the name of this car. So here's the uneven paint and the A3 from here to here. Okay, it's got a number of shallow scratches. You might be able to see some in here. Nothing to worry about, those can be polished out. And then here's the U2. There's this, and down here as well. So I already got another video showcasing this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But there you go. And then the front bumper has a scuff here. And headlight's a little bit cloudy if you look closely. Okay, so let's go to the interior now. And these engines are robust and they're in everything, so maintenance is cheap on them and they're quite reliable. They use a timing chain instead of a timing belt, so you don't have to worry about that. So here's the wear on the door card. This chrome section has the clear coat peeling on it. Okay, the folding mirrors work. Well, they do work when the car's on. Power windows work fine. Here's the interior. And it's a simple but modern interior. I think it's good looking. Seats are reasonable. I didn't have, wow, these are amazing seat feeling, nor did I feel, man, I wish the seats were better. Which is a good thing, because a lot of cars have worse seats if you have the experience of sitting in lots of seats. Okay, lots of room for the taller person in here. I think up to like probably 6'4" would be reasonable. So there's some damage here. I don't know how that happened, but there is. And the brushed aluminum is a good look. I don't know if you can see that, but it's cool. Here you can see the steering wheel. As I said, not much wear on it. I'll show you the seat more. So you can see the wrinkles there, but there are no tears, there are no cracks. Okay, shift knob. Have a close look at that. So this aluminum has the same thing that's peeling. The leather is a little bit worn in places, but not too bad. And then you get the same aluminum here and all throughout here. And it looks like it withstands scratches pretty well. Okay, it has heated seats for both the seats. I didn't try them out, so I don't know. Looks like a hard drive goes into here. Dual zone air conditioner for left and right here. And then unlike the Fairlady, you get rear seats. And the rear seats, I guess, are going to be small just because of the type of car that it is, but it's much bigger than a lot of 90s cars. I just noticed there's a bit of a tear right here in the seat. And controls here to move the seat forward and back, and down there. And so, I guess if you're in the back seat, you can move it forward and back, which is kind of cool. Sunroof. And Japanese controls on there. So something to get used to. Camera button, route button. Most of this is for the Navi, but there's also the AC is separate completely, which is a great thing because if you want to replace this with a new, more modern screen, then you can. You don't have to worry about losing your AC functions, which a lot of like early 90s cars would do. Okay, have a quick look at the gauges here because they're nice looking. Okay. Oh, that was weird. It didn't do that last time. I wonder if we just ran out of gas. Which, probably not, because it's on full. Come on, car, don't do this to me. Okay. So when I'm shooting videos, rarely is there ever a new problem that comes up as I'm shooting it, but that is something to think about. We can send any car to a mechanic here in Japan if you want to get anything checked out, but that is a very odd type of thing for it to stall like that when obviously it doesn't have any engine problems. Sounds really nice too. Okay, so that, oh, I guess we can show the trunk. Where is the trunk button? There it is. And I've driven the 370Z Fairlady. I love the look of those as well. And the automatic is nice and fast, and it's nice to be able to shift yourself. But the traction control comes in strong, and luckily you can turn it off, which I recommend. They're fairly easy cars to drive, even though they have a decent amount of power that can get you into trouble. If you know what you're doing, you shouldn't have much troubles. And it's a pretty easy car in order to learn if you don't yet know what you're doing. Okay, so there it is. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.